Okay, so this is the assignment for the last video. All right, it says find solutions or values for x for the following equations. So for all these equations, x squared equals 12, x squared equals 47, you just need to find out what x is equal to. So just get x by itself in each one. And then once you're done with that, just write the solutions to the equation are blank and negative blank. Okay, you should have two solutions, one positive and one negative for the square root. Okay? So now let's look at finding solutions to cube roots. All right, it's very similar to finding solutions to square roots. Okay, just an extra step. Okay, or an extra concept. So for example, this one says x cubed equals 27. All right, so x cubed equals 27. All right, so in the last video, we were taking square roots. Okay, so we took the square roots of each side to get rid of the squared. But now the 2 is a 3. And to get rid of the cube, or x cubed, you need to take a cube root. Okay, and you don't just write it like a square root. When you take a cube root, you need to put a 3 here. Okay, so we know it's a cube root. All right, so same thing as the x squared. When we take the cube root of each side, the cube root and the cube go away. Okay, so we'll get x equals, and then this will turn into the cube root of 27. But what is the cube root of 27? Well, the cube root of 27 is just the number where when you multiply it by itself 3 times, you get 27. Okay, and if you're comfortable with your multiples of 3, you'll know that this is going to be 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, and 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Okay, so that's why x equals the cube root of 27 is just 3. So x equals 3. Okay, because it's 3 times 3 times 3. Because when you plug in 3 back in this top equation, what do you get? You get x cubed equals 27. Okay, but instead of x cubed, plug in what you found for x. In this case, you found x equals 3, so plug in 3 for x. And what happens? You get 3 cubed equals 27. But what's 3 cubed? Well, just 27. So you get 27 equals 27. True statement. Okay, so that's why the cube root of 27 is just 3. All right, same thing here. Okay, so very similar. Let's write down the problem. So you get x cubed equals 64. So we need to find the cube root of 64. So to get rid of the cube on the x, because we want to get x by itself, all we do is take the cube root of both sides. Okay, and when you take the cube root, don't forget you need to put a little 3 in this pocket here. Okay, and when you do that, the cube root goes away and the cube goes away for the x. So you're just left with x equals the cube root of 64. Okay, so now what we can say is the cube root of 64 is going to be what times what times what is equal to 64. Okay, and if you're comfortable with some of your multiples, you know that the number that satisfies this equation is 4. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So that means the cube root of 64 is 4. All right? So we just get x equals 4. All right? It won't always be the case that you can simplify it. All right? So for example, in this example here, we have x cubed equals 10. Okay, so we have x cubed equals 10. So what's the first step? Well, the first step is to just write down the equation. X cubed equals 10. Okay, we want to find the solutions for these cubes. Okay, so the first step is to take the cube root of both sides. Okay, and when you take the cube root, you need to put the little 3 in the pocket here. Okay, so we know it's a cube root that we're taking because we want to cancel the cube. Okay. When we do that, the cubes cancel, and we get x is equal to the cube root of 10. All right? And so, for example, this one, you can leave it like this because you can leave it just like this because what this is asking you is what times what is 10, but that's going to be some weird decimal, okay? So we won't need to find it. We can just leave it just like this, all right? So what we would say is the solution to the equation x cubed equals 10 is x equals the cube root of 10, okay? Because now x is by itself, and x equals the cube root of 10. So the solution to this equation, x cubed equals 10, is x equals the cube root of 10. That's all you have to do. You can leave it just like this, okay? So same thing here, all right? X cubed equals 43. So now we want to get x by itself. We want to find a solution to this problem. Let's find a solution, okay? So we'll start with x cubed equals 43, okay? Then we'll take the cube root of both sides to get rid of the cubed. Don't forget the 3, very important, okay? It's very important that you put the 3 here because that's how we know it's a cube root. All right, so now the cube root and the cubed cancel, and we get x equals the cube root of 43. All right, and you can leave it just like this. You can leave it just like this because the number that has to multiply with itself 3 times to equal 43 is just going to be some weird decimal. All right, and we can just leave it just like this. All right, so yeah, we can say again, the solution to the equation x cubed equals 43 is x equals the cube root of 43. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's very straightforward. All right, and here's a little assignment. Okay, so it says find solutions to the following equations. Okay, so just like the previous assignment, get x by itself. That's all it's pretty much asking, okay? And if you can simplify it. And then after you're done doing that, you can just write a solution to the following equation, whatever the equation is, okay? So whatever the equation is goes here, and then whatever x equals. So you would say, is x equals blah, okay? All right, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.